Luxury has always been a mirror of its time. In fashion, in art, in beauty, every era tells you what people valued most. For decades, fragrance was a sprint, dozens of bottles hitting shelves every year, celebrity launches flooding department stores, flankers multiplying like sequels to a Hollywood blockbuster. Perfume was fast, fleeting, disposable. But in 2025, something remarkable has happened. The fragrance world has slowed down, and in slowing, it has found power. Today, perfume is no longer about speed. It is about permanence, patience, and staying power. High-end houses, once locked in an arms race of constant novelty, are pulling back. Instead of launching dozens of scents a year, they're focusing on fewer creations, crafted with intention, designed to endure. What was once an industry defined by churn is now defined by curation, and consumers, especially younger ones, are rewarding this shift with loyalty, reverence, and billions in spending. This isn't just another market cycle. It is a cultural reset. For the first time in decades, fragrance is breaking free from the logic of fast fashion and aligning itself with the values of slow luxury, authenticity, heritage, scarcity, and depth. In a world obsessed with instant gratification, perfume is daring to move at a different pace. A decade ago, things looked very different. Between 2018 and 2021, perfume counters were drowning in choice. Celebrity launches arrived monthly. Every best-selling fragrance had a string of flankers, summer editions, winter twists, collector's bottles, endless collaborations. Shelves looked less like curated luxury and more like fast-moving consumer goods. Perfume had become fast fashion in a glass bottle. Exciting, yes, but also overwhelming and, eventually, forgettable. But now, in the mid-2020s, the ground has shifted. Luxury houses are retreating from abundance and embracing restraint. Where once quantity ruled, now quality reigns. Consumers no longer ask, what's new this season? Instead, they ask, which fragrance will stay with me for years? Le Labo embodies this movement perfectly. The Estée Lauder-owned house has resisted the temptation to flood the market. No new permanent additions have joined its core collection in years. Instead, it cultivates desire with its city exclusives, released just once annually. Scarcity has become ritual. For loyalists, it's not about grabbing the latest drop. It's about waiting for that one moment each year when a rare scent becomes available. And in that wait, anticipation transforms into loyalty. Even giants like Chanel are slowing down. Once prolific in producing flankers of Coco Mademoiselle and Chance, Chanel has paused expansion of its Les Eaux de Chanel collection. The message is clear. Permanence matters more than saturation. A Chanel bottle is not meant to be one of 20. It is meant to be the one you return to for decades. Maison Francis Kurkdjian tells the same story in a different way. Years ago, it launched Baccarat Rouge 540, a fragrance that has since become a global phenomenon, an icon of modern perfumery. Instead of chasing 100 new launches, the house doubled down on its masterpiece, letting it grow into a cultural legend. In the logic of slow fragrance, one icon can speak louder than 10 novelties. Tom Ford, too, has embraced longevity. Instead of racing out dozens of flankers, the brand has focused on reformulating classics to improve performance, answering the consumer demand for perfumes that last all day, not just an hour. Armani Privé has taken a similar approach, releasing only a handful of tightly curated scents instead of overextending collections. Meanwhile, Byredo has turned restraint into strategy. With enduring staples like Gypsy Water and Mojave Ghost, it has built a reputation not on frequency but on timelessness. By saying less, it speaks louder. By offering fewer choices, it commands more loyalty. But make no mistake, this isn't just brands deciding to slow down. It's consumers demanding it. And honestly, the most radical shift is generational. Millennials once built collections, shelves filled with dozens of bottles, each tied to a passing trend or mood. Gen Z, however, sees fragrance differently. To them, perfume is identity. It is not an accessory to rotate. It is a signature to claim. Millennials curated expansive fragrance collections, each bottle a fleeting moment or trend. But for Gen Z, the approach is much more intentional. A signature scent chosen with care, reflecting who they are. For this new generation, fragrance isn't just something you wear, it's a statement of identity. Research shows that younger consumers are spending more per bottle but buying fewer bottles per year. They want a fragrance that endures across seasons, across moods, across years. To them, a signature scent is like a fingerprint, unique, personal, permanent. This explains why surveys consistently show that longevity and performance matter more than novelty. A perfume that stays on skin for 12 hours has more value than one hyped for a month and forgotten the next. Today's aspirational image is no longer a vanity cluttered with bottles. It's a minimalist shelf with one or two icons, perfectly chosen, deeply personal. At the ultra-luxury tier, slow fragrance aligns seamlessly with craftsmanship. Louis Vuitton, under master perfumer Jacques Cavalier, releases just one or two fragrances per year. Each launch is treated as an event, a cultural statement, not just another SKU. Hermes, led by Christine Nagel, has resisted high-frequency launches as well, tying each creation to its legacy of design and artistry. These houses are signaling something profound. Perfume is not a seasonal accessory. It is a cultural artifact. Niche players echo this mindset. Frederic Malle's Editions de Parfum maintains a tightly curated catalog of around 30 scents, rarely adding new ones. Diptyque has scaled back its limited edition churn, instead reintroducing heritage scents that speak to history and craftsmanship. The result is a fragrance culture that feels more elevated, more enduring, and more intentional than at any point in recent memory. And honestly, the numbers confirm it. Sales data shows that icon fragrances, those that have been on the market for 5 years or more, are growing faster than new launches. Dior Sauvage, Chanel No. 5, Baccarat Rouge 540, these legends continue to dominate, proving that permanence outperforms churn. Consumers aren't looking for the next big thing every week. They're looking for the forever thing. Sales data paints a clear picture. Dior Sauvage and Chanel No. 5 remain at the top, reinforcing the power of these enduring icons. Online culture mirrors this. A decade ago, YouTube and TikTok were filled with fragrance haul videos, people showing off 10, 20, even 50 new bottles. Today, the dominant hashtags are different #signature fragrance, #scent identity, #investment bottle. The conversation has shifted from look how many I bought to look how well I chose. Minimalism, quiet luxury, intentional consumption. Yeah, all of these cultural currents converge in slow fragrance. Scarcity, once seen as a limitation, has become the ultimate form of luxury. The fewer bottles a brand releases, the more each one matters. The less cluttered a collection, the more prestige it carries. In an age where abundance is everywhere, restraint is power. That is why the Labo's annual exclusives inspire lines around the block. It is why Chanel No. 5 remains the most iconic perfume of all time. It is why Dior Sauvage has not just survived but thrived for years. In fragrance, the future belongs not to the fastest, but to the most enduring. Slow fragrance is not a fad. It is a deliberate strategy reshaping a $60 billion global industry. It is a cultural correction against decades of speed and saturation. And it is a reminder that true luxury is not about abundance. It is about permanence. In a world addicted to speed, fragrance has chosen to slow down. And in doing so, it has rediscovered its soul. If you want to keep exploring the future of luxury, where heritage meets innovation, and where timelessness outshines novelty, don't forget to subscribe, turn on notifications, and join us as we uncover the stories shaping the beauty industry's next great evolution.